St. Louis area native Miles Davis is without a doubt one of the most influential jazz musicians ever. Across the river from here, musicians are keeping his spirit alive and infusing young audiences with a love of his music. It's an effort that may have miles to go, but jazz lovers are determined to make it happen. Jonathan Clark has the story.
On a late summer Monday night at BB's Jazz, Blues and Soups, the atmosphere is hopping, alive with the sound of jazz. Not just any jazz, but the music of Miles Davis. Welcome to St. Louis's Miles Davis Festival.
The purpose of the festival that we're doing today is to pay tribute to Miles Davis.
This two-day concert celebrates the legendary trumpet player's 85th birthday and marks the 20-year memorial of his death.
Let's not forget the fact that he has sold the #1 album in the history of jazz, even today, 20 years after his death. And he changed the direction of music at least 5 times.
Without question, Miles Davis was one of our time's most influential musicians. He's recognized as creating or shaping cool jazz, hard bop, modal, and fusion. His albums are the stuff of legend.
Miles Davis is at the forefront of jazz. So if you're going to teach jazz, then you have to teach Miles Davis as well.
Delano Redmond directs East St. Louis High School's jazz band. Those are the best of his players on stage, headlining the festival under the name Miles to Go. They're paying homage to a hometown hero who was born in Alton and raised in East St. Louis.
We don't want to trivialize his accomplishments by saying, well, he's just a great musician from East St. Louis, because he's much more than that.
For up-and-coming star trumpet player Brady Lewis, Miles is an icon, someone to respect and emulate.
Well, what Miles did for me was he showed me there were no ceilings to what you could really do. And if there were ceilings, there were glass ceilings that you could just break through.
East St. Louis trumpet player
because the status quo is to go in there and play stuff that's rehearsed. And Miles introduced the art of playing stuff that you probably never have played before.
If there is a spirit of Miles Davis, it lives here in the band room at East St. Louis High. These young people are serious about jazz, and playing Miles' music is one of the ways they express their love of jazz.
It just so happens that the East St. Louis Senior High School Jazz Band came in the top 15 in the country at the Wynton Marsalis Lincoln Center's high school competition.
Band members here treat Miles with a reverence fit for a king and a familiarity fit for a cousin. He's that dude, one of those cats.
Amongst the cats that really dig deep into the history of music, I mean, Miles is always there. I mean, because he pretty much laid the foundation of what, you know, jazz it really is.
It's wonderful just for one person to have such an influence on people all around.
And honestly, it wouldn't be the same if he wasn't there. He made a lot of standards and a lot of stuff that made jazz. He's one of the originators, if you will.
And especially in this building, the Juilliard-trained Miles Davis is a motivational figure, someone whose bloodline has a direct connection with this city.
When I talk to my students in the band room, I say, you come from great, great people. From these city streets, from these halls, walked great, great people. Miles Davis walked these city streets.
But outside venues like this, jazz isn't exactly the music young listeners are flocking to. And even in his hometown, organizers have had a hard row to hoe garnering support for an annual Miles Davis Festival. Jazz lovers hope that's a temporary condition. They hope the festival proves jazz is as vibrant as ever and that Miles Davis music is still alive and leads the way.